Hey, this is Ronald from Math Skills University, and today we're going to finally learn Davinci Resolve 21. It's free, it's easy to use, and I want to do a project to make it more fun. In terms of the assets, I got them all from Pexels.com. Just type in Chicago, and all the assets are free. You can download them and follow along with me. However, I encourage you to find videos from your city and do your own video trailer. You can also use your own music. In terms of the music, I'm going to use my own music, so feel free to use it if you like. With that said, we're going to install Davinci Resolve, and I'm going to show you how to use it while creating a Welcome to Chicago ad or commercial. Come along on a ride. I'm going to show you how easy Davinci Resolve really is to use. It is not difficult. If you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or ideas, please leave them below. Let's go. Davinci Resolve 21. Just go to Google and type in Davinci Resolve 21 free download. That should take you to Davinci Resolve. And here we're going to have the studio option or the free version. Below we have the current version, which is 20, but the new beta version, 21. They are above. To the right, we have the studio versions, and then to the left, we have the free versions. I'm using Windows, so click on your operating system. I'm going to click on Windows, and you can put anything you want in these boxes unless you're going to pay for it. It's going to thank you. It's going to download that. However, if you decide that you want to buy the studio version, just click on that, and it will present you with this screen where you can check out. Anyway, back to our download. Once that downloads, then create a directory to extract your files to. Once they extract, click on the downloader and install the program. Now you can launch the program and you're going to see this. But anything that's AI based will be in the studio version only. You can learn more or click continue. This is the loading screen. It's loading the different pages. Then you will encounter this. You can choose an existing project or create a new project. Let's create a new project and we'll call it DR21. Welcome to Davinci Resolve 21 for beginners. This is what the user interface looks like. If you look down to the bottom, you're going to see 8 different pages. But it's going to start on what they call the cut page, where you make cuts to video clips. This is a page that I never use. The edit page is where you're going to spend most of your time. Next to that, we have Fusion, and that's more advanced stuff. Then we have the color page. Next to that, we have Fairlight, and finally, here's our deliver or our export page. With that said, since the free version and the studio version's interfaces are identical, I'm going to switch over to the studio version now, but I'm still going to keep my lesson limited to what's inside the free version. Okay, I'll see you on the other side. We're back over here in the studio version. Let's go back to where we left off. We have our 8 pages down here. I'm going to use this indicator to let you know where I am. Let's go down to the very bottom. You're going to start on the cut page. I never use that page. Let's step over here to the far left, and we're going to go to the media page. Down here to the left. This is where I can link my files, my storage place for the most part. This is the new photo page. And what you want to do is just play with it. But I can bring in a photograph. Now she's added to my album, and I can make changes to her over here. I can auto balance her, for example. I can change a little look on her, give her a different color tone, things like that over here. I can also go over here, click on that, and get more options. I can favorite it, give it different stars, delete it, things like that. And this is the new photo page that appeared in Davinci Resolve 21. And yes, this is in the free version. This is going to compete with Apple's Lightroom. Back to our cut page. We know what that is. Let's move over to the right once more and go to the edit page. This is where we're going to do most of our work. Over to the right of that, we have Fusion. Let's go over one more to the right, and we have the color page. I can do basic curves here. I can make color changes here. This is auto color grade. I can also auto white balance. To the right of that, we have Fairlight. I can have different effects in Fairlight and do some advanced EQ stuff, and you name it, it does everything. And over here to the far right, we have Deliver. Render that, put it in the queue over here, and render. That's our bottom menu. But the first thing you're going to want to do is go up here, up top, to where it says a Davinci Resolve. Click on that. Here I can customize my shortcuts, look for updates. Any downloads you need to manage, you can find those right here now. Let's go back up here, click on Preferences, System and User Stuff. System stuff, it has your system configuration, storage. Just go through some of these things. And for best settings, there are a lot of videos out there. I don't change a whole lot of this stuff. Language and spelling, project things. You might want to go through some of this stuff though. There's a new thing for spell checking. Make sure you have that enabled. Cache management every 30 days. You want to delete that a lot because this thing builds up a lot of cache files. Fairlight, you can set some of that stuff. Playback controls. Just kind of go through some of that stuff. But there's one thing that happens in Davinci Resolve. It builds up a lot of files. So what you want to do is find out where your files are stored. And all editors do it. These are where mine are stored in Davinci Resolve. Another setup area is come down to your far right, down here. Click on this wheel right here, and you'll get this. This is your resolution. Anytime you want to create a vertical video, you have to click on this. You can also access this by pressing Shift plus the number 9. If you want your video to be vertical, you need to select this and save it. Keep that in mind. But here I can change whatever I want this to be. You can change some of this stuff, as you can see. Format, output, all that. You're using the cloud. Look at some of these things. Capture and playback. Raw camera. Fusion. Go through that. Then you'll be set. That's it. There's too many things just to go through arbitrarily, so I'm going to do it as we do the project. Now, first thing I like about Davinci Resolve is if I bring down a file and if it has audio to it, it's going to bring down the audio file as well. And I like that. And I can also adjust that, normalize it to audio on YouTube or any other place very quickly. If I want to find show the beats on it, just right click it and click on show music beats. Very simple to use. Bring in another video, no music there. Never hit delete in Davinci Resolve. Hit backspace. Over here we have our standard add track, delete track type of stuff. Pretty simple. Once I have video down, now my inspector activates to the far right. And I can do a lot of things here. We're going to ignore anything that says AI. Audio, just like most editors, pretty much the same. That kind of stuff we don't need to even know right now. Once you're up here, you have basic file. You can export. You can also do a quick export right here. Edit, remove files. Typical stuff right here. Timeline. Again, we're ignoring AI, but I can join clips and do a few different things over here. Clip speed, mark, playback. Don't need Fusion, don't need Fairlight, don't need that. Workspace if I want dual monitors. Here's full monitor. Here's dual screens. I can turn that on. If you want to reset your UI layout, say if you've been messing with things, you want to set this. I don't like this on auto render. What I'll do is I'll right click this. I'll go up to render, cache, fusion output, turn that to on. First step. Second step, you see it starting to render. Go up here to playback and come down here to render cache. Make sure it's on smart and you'll see it rendering. You also, if you need to delete anything from your cache rendering, you can do that right here. First thing I would do here is I have to do some making this full screen like this one. So I can just click on the video, go up here, I can transform it, crop it, whatever I want to do. Let's just transform it. We'll press Control or Command and just scroll it out. Take that off. See what direction things are going, left to right. Think back on the timeline right here. Okay, so that's going to render now. It's going to go from red to blue, home to go back to the beginning. And that's pretty much our storyboard. Now, as you see, we have a timeline, right? Press Control or Command plus N as in Nancy, and I'll create a second timeline. So instead of having to bounce things out, bring them back in, I can just copy and paste between these two. Let's go back over to our first timeline. I'm going to shorten some of this up. So let's go by right here, press Control Command B as in boy. Now I'm going to speed this up. Press Control or Command plus R as in red. Let's do a speed change here. Let's add speed point. And let's go down here. I click this one more time. Let's add another speed point. And let's do it again. And add another speed point. And we can just go down there if we wanted to and freeze, rewind, speed ramp. We can do things like that. I like doing this kind of manually, but here I can just go out and go 200% or whatever I want to do. See? Let's undo that. Control Command Z is in zebra. Let's add another speed point. And now hold down Alt or Option, scroll up, and this is what we have. So now let's change the speed here. So I can just drag this in, and it's already slow, so it's going to seem really slow. Go one more time with that. That's how I would do a speed ramping, but as you can see, I'm also keyframing. So it's very simple to do. We'll leave that like it is. And here, let's do a dynamic zoom in down this thing. So I'll start this from the beginning over here. And we'll go over here, we'll click on this. Let's go down to dynamic zoom. It ends on the red. So let's bring that in. And it starts in the green. Press Control or Command to keep it in line. Bingo. Now we'll have a dynamic zoom. Press Control Command plus F as in Frank. Let's see what we have. But anyway, that's how we do a dynamic zoom. Very simple to do. Over here, I want to do something else. I can get rid of that by just clicking on that. Let's have this keyframe and do something. What I like about the keyframing here is that it gets really advanced or very simple. If I go to Transform up here, and I click on the top one, like this, they're all lit up. I love that, because now I can just move it and do something. Let's play that back, and that's our keyframing. From here, I can left click on it and click on this. Be my keyframing right here. And it will show me at the bottom what's going on. But if I go up here to the top right here and click on keyframing, now I'll see this. I can make it bigger or whatever, but the important thing here is to click on this. Now I can grab these nodes and move them anywhere I want to move them. So this is more advanced if you want to get advanced, but you don't have to at all. What's also great is that everything comes, goes away. Click on it, comes, goes back. So I'm showing you just a few things that you can do as you edit videos and things that you're going to do all the time, like keyframing, or how about color correction. So say if I want to color correct this, let's find the one with the best color. I like that color. Click down here on color. Now click it. And let's go over here to A, where it says A, and this is auto balance. Bingo. That looks really nice. Now I can do a white balance right here. Left click on that and find the whitest part of the clip. What I want to do now is match this color to all the other clips. There's a few ways you can do it. I just do copy paste. Hold down Control Command. I can select all the clips except the one I'm copying from. And at this point, press Control. I did Control C to copy. Now press Control or Command V as in victory. And it's going to copy that color to all the other clips. Let's check it out. So we copied the color from this clip into all the other clips. And some are darker than others, so you may have to go back over here to the color module and lighten them up. And you can see how where it started making that break. That's just a little bit too dark. Now bring in some transitions and things like that. To do that, we're going to go from our media pool to effects. And unlike most editors, everything we need is right here. If I go back here, I'll have this. Let's make this longer. And we have 100 different video transitions that we can use. See what they do? You scroll across them like that. There are fusion transitions, FX transitions, and a few other different types of transitions. Just go up to video transitions and look to the right and you'll see a lot of different video transitions. To apply them, just left click and drag them to the end of your video clip. You can also have them overlap clips with no clips attached. I can click over here, hold shift and make these taller or shorter. Let's find a few. We can actually do a camera shake as well. I'm going to keep it simple though. Yeah, let's pop in and rotate on one of these. And just bring down your transition. You can add them like that. If I right click, I can add it to both sides of the video. We don't want to shatter in and shatter out though. I'm bringing down just random transitions. Just to let you know how easy it is to work the program. What I like about the transitions is if I click on the transition and I go up to transitions, I can make changes to that. If I use some basic transitions, let's see like this, and I go up here to video and transitions, there will be a drop down menu where I can easily change to a different transition on the fly without having to go back over here. So I can make that a blur dissolve instead. I like that better. We have 140 different types of titles. Animated titles, 3D titles. We even have multi-text titles. And this is phenomenal because I can bring this down and I can have as many text in this one box as I want. The settings for that particular one box, if I go down, I can change the font, the size, and everything. We'll call that Chicago. Then I'll create another text box, something like that. Let's go back to that first text box. Let's go down here and make it a lot bigger. Let's go back here, let's animate that. So I'm going to click on this so they're all animated. But I'm going to start this way back here. Go back over here to our titles. The second one I don't want to animate. And we can bring it down a little bit. Something like that. Just very simple. We also have really cool generators. So if I want to add something kind of cool to it and make it psychedelic, they got some really cool ones here. I can bring this stuff in. You can have a logo slide across like this. I want to pop that down right here and go to the link, bring in my logo, bring down adjustment clips, you name it. There's a lot of different kind of effects. Comic book, digital looks. I mean, anything you want to find, you can also go up here to search and just find it. Now, if I type in camera shake, I can bring down a camera shake, of course. And what's cool about Davinci Resolve is I have a camera shake transition and a camera shake effect. But I want to change that effect over here. I can use motion blur and add some things to it or take it off. If you want to get to learn Fusion, I can click on this and open Fusion, and I can look at that in Fusion and make changes here as well. There's so many options, or I can just keep it simple for right now and deal with that later. Let's jump back over to the Edit page. The difference between this editor and a lot of other editors like CapCut, Filmora, Power Directors, that they have all these menus up here with all this stuff in it, whereas in DaVinci Resolve, it's all right here under your toolbox. Then I have my own favorites. So I like certain things in my toolbox, things I go to all the time. And that's how I have my toolbox set up. Again, I can also extend that, and everything I need is right here. And while I edit, just pop it over. I can customize this any way I want. Go grab some music. Let's grab, I'll get a grip. Bring it down to here. Left click on audio. Go up here to where it says live trim. And now click on adjust. It's going to give me 4 different versions that I can use. I'm going to skip ahead here at this point, but this is what my end trailer looked like. And I did change a few of the videos down here. I brought in a generator right here. I showed you that over here. Brought in a few text and a few different transitions. And everything I did here is in the free version. I also stacked 2 clips up and put darken compositing on the top clip. Here's what my final trailer looked like. People often ask me what the difference is between the free version of DaVinci Resolve and the Studio version, besides the $295 price tag. Essentially, it's the engine, or the chip. The free version uses a normal chip, while the Studio version uses a neural engine. That neural engine basically provides all the high-powering processing for its AI. Specifically, in Windows, it can tap into the Tensor cores in NVIDIA GPUs while simultaneously tapping directly into Apple Silicon neural engines. Now, I just want to go over a few simple tips and tricks you can use. Number 1, if I want to make a copy of a video or anything, just hold down the Alt or Option key. There's your copy. Number 2, if I press Home, I'll go back to the beginning of the clip. And goes to the end of all my clips. If I hold down Control and scroll my mouse up or down, I'll get this. If I hold down Alt or Option and do the same thing, scroll up or down, I'll get that. I can always bring it back to the timeline, clicking that. This is going to be your snap to. This is going to be linking audio to video files. If I click anywhere up here on video section and scroll up and down, I'll get that. Conversely, down here in the audio section, I'll get this. I can always grab this bar right here, and I can move anything around, make it bigger or smaller. To go full screen, press Control or Command F as in Frank. If you want to reset your UI, go up here to Workshop and down to Reset UI Layout. If you want to render a particular part of your video in place, just select it, right click on it, and go up to the top where it says Render in Place. If you want to save cache space and things like that, you want to optimize your media, and all you have to do is highlight the media, right click on it, and go to Generate Optimized Media. What this does is take, say, a 4K video, and on the timeline only reduces it to 1K or 720p, so you can move around your timeline better, but when you export, it will convert it back to 4K. Then make sure you go up here to Playback and make sure use Optimized Media if available, and also keep in mind you need to delete your render cache files. If this was one file and I wanted to do a detection and break it down into scenes, If that's possible, I'll go up here and click on Timeline and go down here to Detect Scene Cuts. If you decide you wanted to do a voiceover, you can do it two different ways. I can go up here to Timeline, down here to record a voiceover, or simply click on the microphone right here. Up here I'll have options. Down here I can name my file. My microphone should be auto-detected, but if not, I can detect that. And then I can just press record here and just start recording. So if I did that right there, it's going to count down. And it's going to start recording, and it should create audio down here. Now you can see it. The audio is being created down here at the bottom. Here's my audio. And it's going to start recording, and it should create audio down here. Now you can see it. The audio is being created down here at the bottom. What if, for example, I wanted to convert this video right here, my trailer, to a vertical video? And I'm not going to use AI to do so. Now I can track this, but a lot of times you don't really need to do that. Press Shift plus the number 9, and that's going to take us to our project settings right down here at the bottom. Project settings. Click on vertical. I can just use basic keyframing to get a lot of this done, but normally I want to make sure this is in the middle. Click on this right here, and now this is our drop down menu. It moves over here, and we can go to transform. Now I can move this anywhere I want, but I can also do keyframing on that. So go over here to the right, go to the upper right up here, select all the keyframing. I'll make a cut there, Control or Command plus B as in boy. And right here before we flip, let's scan to the right. So just go ahead and go back to the beginning and do a regular keyframe. I can start by moving in a little bit, moving over, then moving this over, like a regular keyframing job here. But it leads to a cool manual effect. Control or Command plus F as in Frank. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up here because I think you got the point and I don't want to overcrowd your brain. But at least you have enough now to get started with Davinci Resolve. Check out my videos on Studio and how AI works if you want to compare the two, as well as my comparative videos between different video editors and my other content on my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, please leave them below. If you would like to see me do something in particular, just let me know. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Peace.